Hey, hope everyone's having a great day today. I haven't done a video in a long time, and I've only talked about music a couple of times on here. And today I've just been in the mood to talk about music again. Um, Today is a topic I've been wanting to talk about for a while, um, and it's called "Love the Band, Hate the Hits." And there's a lot of bands I love, but I just absolutely can't stand their hits. And I think maybe a lot of people can relate to that. I know that most people just like to listen to the hits, and that's just how things are. Um, but me, I was never much of a big hits person. One, they're just so oversaturated on the radio and movies and TV shows and commercials, even video games sometimes. So a lot of these are going to be kind of in that criteria of like, is it overexposed and things like that. So the way I'm doing it, I might split this into two parts just depending on how long I go. But the way I'm going to do this is semi alphabetic. So the first band I'm going to talk about is actually ABBA. So I recently listened to ABBA's entire discography early this year, and I absolutely loved it. I didn't expect to like it as much as I do, but they've got a lot of amazing songs that aren't that famous, like "Hey Hey Helen," which might be my favorite. "I'm a Marionette," man, that is such an amazing song and a heavy song, especially for them. And even Ghost covered it, so I mean that tells you something. Um, but I can't stand songs like "Dancing Queen." I despise that song. I uh, I don't like Mamma Mia. I don't like I do. That's bad. I don't like Chiquita. I mean, a lot of these songs are just they're so oversaturated. And I think they're one of those bands that my generation actually ruined because of like the Mamma Mia play and things like that. I despise the movie. I've never seen the play. Maybe the play is better than the movie. I don't know. But yeah, they're probably in my top 100 bands now. I think they're that good, and they're actually very diverse. So the stuff you're going to hear in the hits doesn't entirely represent their catalog. Another great song is "My Mama Said." Love that song on the Waterloo album, their second album. Um, yeah, great band with really diverse music that I had no idea. I'm not the biggest fan of their hits. I do love "Gimme Gimme Gimme," which might be my favorite song of theirs, and I kind of like Fernando. But other than that, I'm just not a huge fan of their hits. Okay, so the next band I'm going to be talking about is actually my favorite band of all time, AC/DC. All right, so yeah, I always loved that AC/DC just stuck with their guns. They didn't really do what everyone else kind of wanted them to do, which is completely just revamp their sound and things like that. They've kind of tinkered with it here and there, but they never like completely changed it. So that's one thing I always respected. But that being said, I can't stand a lot of their hits. TNT, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. Um, the Jack's a semi hit. I never was a big fan of that. Whole Lot of Rosie, I'm not a big fan of. Highway to Hell can just go away. That can go to hell as far as I'm concerned. Hell's Bells, I'll never get tired of. And Shoot to Thrill, I won't either. Rock and Roll Ain't Noise Pollution, those three are amazing. Back in Black and You Shook Me All Night Long, those can go away forever. For those about to rock, I kind of still like that one here and there. Thunderstruck, kind of the same thing. It's kind of in between. Like some days I'm like, God, I really don't want to hear this. Um, they're another one of those bands. They have a lot of great deep tracks, and it's such a shame that people just won't give them a chance because so many people say, "Oh, their songs sound the same," and I'm so sick of that with AC/DC. I mean, you could say that about a lot of other bands. So I don't get why they're the one that's always picked on with that. I mean, you could say that about ZZ Top more so to me. I love ZZ Top, but goddamn, a lot of their songs sound the same to me. Um, so I mean, I guess I'm being a hypocrite for that, but I'm just saying, like, people should be consistent. Like, if you're going to say that about AC/DC, say that about a lot of other bands as well. So, but I don't have that much to say about AC/DC. I'm just tired of a lot of those big songs we've heard to death on the radio. They're one of the most oversaturated bands, hit wise, of all time. So I can kind of get why some people don't like them, but give a lot of their deep tracks a chance, especially the Flick of the Switch album. Not going to find any really famous songs on that. So yeah, AC/DC. All right, so the next band I'm going to be talking about is Aerosmith. Don't worry, I have nothing bad to say about this album right here. It's one of my favorite albums of all time. This is a 10 out of 10 record. Not a bad song on it. Um, but a lot of the songs I'm talking about are, if you're Aerosmith fans, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. The Permanent Vacation and Onwards era, their big comeback commercial years. Um, I think we're all sick of Dude Looks Like a Lady, Ragdoll, Angel, Janie's Got a Gun, never liked, Love in an Elevator, What It Takes, God, Living on the Edge. Horrible song. Amazing, crazy, crying. Oh my God, I don't want to miss a thing. Give me a break. They didn't even write that. I think Desmond Child wrote it. That's one thing about the later era Aerosmith I can't stand is they brought in all these outside writers and they really didn't need that and they stuck with that for so long and everything just got so samey and the guitar just got washed out and the sound and production. You can barely hear the guitar on a lot of those albums. Um, but don't worry, their classic period isn't safe either for me. I don't like Walk This Way. I used to love it, but that song can go away. The Run DMC version is horrible. Dream On, never liked Dream On ever. That song can just go to hell. Hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. Um, they got a lot of great songs, a lot of great songs. Every song on Toys in the Attic that's not Walk This Way, I love. Even Sweet Emotion, never get tired of that. That's still a great song to me. I don't know why. That one's just got a great groove, great guitar riff, great chorus, everything. That's like a nearly perfect song. Um, but yeah, a lot of those hits I just don't like at all. Same Old Song and Dance I like. Train Kept a Rolling cover I kind of like. I'm a little tired of it, but I don't hate it. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Aerosmith. So yeah, I love Aerosmith. I just don't like a lot of those big major hits, and they're another one of those bands you hear them everywhere you go, still to this day. All right, now he may be on my shirt, but Mr. Bowie's not safe for me either for this topic. Yeah, David Bowie is going to be the next artist. Don't worry, nothing on here is bad either. To me, this is a great album. Um, but I'm mostly talking about um, Space Oddity, uh, Starman, uh, Young Americans. Oh, give me a break with that crap. Fame, Let's Dance. Ugh, I hate all of those songs. One of the greatest artists of all time. I mean, he's in my top 10. Brilliant. I mean, genius songwriter. Oh, Changes. I forgot about that. Ugh, I hate that song too. Um, but so many great songs he did. And he's one of the most poorly represented artists in terms of radio play. Um, I'm always like, really? These are the songs that they're always playing constantly on the radio? They're always playing Let's Dance and Fame and Space Oddity and Starman. I mean, those are like the four, and Young Americans. You hear those all the time. And it's such a shame because it doesn't really represent his songwriting capability. I mean, listen to Life on Mars, listen to Station to Station, listen to Oh You Pretty Things. I mean, there's so many great songs. Lady Stardust. I mean, wow. A lot of the younger generation probably knows Moon Age Daydream because it was in, I think, Guardians 1 or 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 1 or 2. Moon Age Daydream is a great song, so I'm glad that that song got a little more attention because of that movie. But yeah, just not a big fan of Bowie's hits. Love him to death, love him to death. But I just don't like his hits. I love Rebel Rebel, and Golden Years is okay. But yeah, other than that, I'm just not a big fan of his hits. All right, I'm probably gonna get ostracized for this one. The Eagles. Now, again, of course, topic is love the band, hate the hits. I love the Eagles. I love the Eagles. But God, do we really need to hear Take It Easy again? Do we really need to hear Witchy Woman? Do we really need to hear Peaceful Easy Feeling? Do we really need to hear Hotel California ever again? Life on the Fast Lane or Life in the Fast Lane? New Kid in Town? All can go away. Um, Desperado, please get that out of here. Tequila Sunrise, get that out of here. Now, you get songs like Chug All Night, great song, You get songs like what's that song called? Train. Oh, I can't think of what this song is called, but it's like Last Train or something. Let me see what that song's called. Train Leaves Here This Morning. That's what I was trying to think of. That's a good song. Doolin Dalton, um, Outlaw Man. My favorite song of theirs is Try and Love Again. Beautiful song. I love that song to death. Randy Meisner, I think, was a very underrated songwriter in terms of them. It was always Henley and Fry that got all the attention. And rest in peace, Randy Meisner. He just passed, I think, a year or two ago. But I think he was kind of the unsung hero of that band. He was almost like the George Harrison of the Eagles. Um, and I mean, come on, he wrote and sang "Take It to the Limit" for God's sakes, one of their best hits, I think. That's one of the only hits of theirs I can still kind of tolerate. Oh, Heartache Tonight, that's another one that can go away. The Long Run is okay, the song "The Long Run," but other than that, they've got a lot of great deep tracks on those first like 6 albums before they got back together with the Long Road to Eden or whatever that piece of crap's called. Um, but yeah, another band that just got poorly represented with rock radio. I mean, they've got a lot of great songs that you're never going to hear on the radio. So Eagles definitely should be on this list. All right, I might have some people agree with me on this one. Depends on what era of the band you like. So it's Genesis. Yeah, don't worry. Also, another one where nothing on here I think is bad, really, per se. You're not going to hear me say anything bad about the Peter Gabriel era. So this is a band I did not appreciate the first listen through in terms of the Gabriel era. Um, I'm talking about the Collins era, of course. What else would I be talking about? I highly recommend the Peter Gabriel era if you're a fan of progressive rock. Highly recommend it. I mean, I can barely go back to the Phil Collins years now. But Misunderstanding is okay, and that's about it. That's all I can think of hit wise. Invisible Touch, what a garbage song. That's all. I used to really, really love that song, but that song has just gotten oversaturated with. My generation has ruined that song too. I don't know what happened. Maybe, I don't know if it was in a movie or show recently, but it's just been ruined the past couple of years and overexposed. Guilty pleasure song of mine is Illegal Alien. I hate to admit it. It's a dumb song. I really like it though, so I will admit I like Illegal Alien. Um, I don't really like Tonight. I think it's called. I don't like what's that crappy song called? Where it's like would you dare to hear it? Like whatever that song's called. That's such a bad song too. We Can't Dance or I Can't Dance. Nah, but I do like a lot of the Collins era, especially like A Trick of the Tail. Great album. But I'm more of a Gabriel Genesis guy now for sure, and I kind of don't really have use for those Collins hits anymore at all. Okay, so another one, not so popular band, but Grand Funk Railroad. Um, Man, they are such an underrated band, and the shame of it is a lot of their famous songs are covers. I think their cover of the Locomotion and Some Kind of Wonderful. Although I do like the bridge of Some Kind of Wonderful. The Can I Get a Witness? I do like that part. Um, but what else? Bad Time. We're an American band. No, thank you. But another band that wasn't very recognized, and it's a shame. I don't think they're ever going to get the recognition they deserve. Um, but if you're interested in checking them out, definitely check them out. I don't think they really have a bad album. Um, yeah, pretty consistent, pretty solid, just rock music. Definitely check them out. I don't really have much to say because they don't have that many hits, but the few hits they do have don't really don't really do them justice. Okay, another one. This is kind of low hanging fruit, but Guns N' Roses. Oh my God. I mean, I love Appetite for Destruction. I love a lot of the Use Your Illusion albums, as messy as they are. Like I love deep tracks like Don't Damn Me, and Pretty Tied Up. I don't think is really that famous, but God damn, do we really need to hear Welcome to the Jungle, Paradise City, or Sweet Child of Mine ever again? I never need to hear those again as long as I live. November Rain I can listen to maybe once a year, kind of like a Stairway to Heaven kind of thing. Um, I don't like their covers of Live and Let Die and Knocking on Heaven's Door. Those are kind of useless. Um, Patience I used to kind of like, but that's kind of soured on me now. But they're just a band I'm kind of tired of in general, really, because I mean they don't have much to offer, and they're another one that's just kind of oversaturated now, like more than ever. I mean, those three songs, especially on Appetite for Destruction. God, how many times can we possibly hear those songs? This might piss some people off, but don't worry, I'm not talking about anything on this album I'm about to show. But Heart. Yeah, that's right, Heart, with the gorgeous Ann and Nancy Wilson. So, you're not going to hear me say anything bad about Magic Man or Crazy on You or even Barracuda. You're not going to hear me say anything bad about the songs. Those are great songs. Still hear them once in a while. I don't get tired of them. Those songs just have such a great, powerful sound that just still holds up. What I'm talking about is very similar to what I was saying about Aerosmith. That 80s era onward. I'm just not a big fan of Heart from like 85 onward. Once they had that self-titled album with all of those songs that just kind of sound the same, those just this syrupy 80s overproduced ballads with like the crazy 80s hair in those videos, where Nancy Wilson actually looks very good in those, I will say. But those songs are just so, like, I'm trying to think of how they go, and I can't even think of the titles, but you know what I'm talking about. Those big famous songs on the yeah, like 85 onward. Now, their first like 6 or 7 albums, like everything from Dreamboat Annie to I think Private Audition, solid stuff. But the 85 self-titled onward is absolutely useless, boring, generic, like crap stadium corporate rock, and it's just that's not my thing. All right, next band is another one that's probably in my top 10. But Judas Priest. Yep, that's right. Um, Breaking the Law, Living After Midnight can go away forever. So Ken, you've got another thing coming. Useless songs to me. I Hellbent for Leather I still kind of like, and I hate their cover of Diamonds and Rust. I can't stand that song. The Ripper I've always hated. I don't get why that song is so loved. There's something about that production that's very ear piercing too. It's like that whole Sad Wings of Destiny album doesn't sound like that, but it's like The Ripper was like recorded in another session. It almost sounds like it was just this ear piercing sound the song has the whole time. So yeah, I hate that song. Free Will Burning is okay. Turbo Lover, I can kind of take or leave. Don't get me started on that Johnny B. Good cover. Fuck. Painkiller, I'm a little tired of. I like the song. I'm just a little tired of it. But I think they're another one of those bands that just got really kind of got the shaft on classic rock radio. You rarely hear them. At least I do. I rarely hear them on the radio. And yeah, they've got a lot of great songs, and you're never going to hear them on the radio. I don't think you're ever going to hear Victim of Changes on the radio. Heading Out to the Highway, I do like, I will say. That was actually the song that got me into them, because I heard that on the radio or something years and years ago, and I wanted to check them out, and I'm glad I did. So yeah, but another band that's just not well represented with just their hits alone. Okay, next one I'm going to talk about is Lynyrd Skynyrd. I put them on here mostly for those two songs. You know exactly what two I'm talking about. Sweet Home Alabama and Freebird. Jesus Christ, do we need to hear those every goddamn second of every goddamn day? Sweet Home Alabama, I despise with every fiber of my being. I hate that song so much. When I hear that, 1, 2, 3, 4, I just like, when he goes, turn it up, I always go, turn it off to myself. Oh man, do I hate that song. It angers me. It's one of those songs that just angers me. Now, was it a great song at one point? Yes, absolutely. When I was a little kid, I thought it was a great song because I didn't know any better. Well, it was new to me, when it was new to everybody, it was still great. But people lose their minds and act like they've never heard it when it plays to this day. Like, Didn't you just hear it like 20 times like this month? Yeah. And Freebird, I don't hate as much, but I can still listen to it maybe once a year. It's another one of those like kind of Stairway to Heaven songs where I can listen to it like once or twice a year, and that's about it. I don't need to hear it once a month. I worked with a guy years ago who Freebird was his favorite song of all time, and he would play it a lot. So it was to the point where I had like the guitar solos memorized. Great guitar solo. That song has really amazing guitar solos, but man, it's mostly those two hits that bother me, and they bother me so much that it's like that's kind of all anyone seems to talk about is those songs, those two. Don't ask me no questions. I kind of don't like that much either. Um, Tuesday's Gone, I do like still, and Simple Man. I actually never get sick of Simple Man, but it's just those two damn songs. This one's either gonna piss off some people or get people going, yeah, that's right. It's Metallica. Don't worry. This is my favorite album of theirs. This is a 10 out of 10. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Even with the bass lowered in the mix, I don't care. I love everything about this album so much. So you're not going to hear me say anything off of that because I love one. But nothing from those first four albums. Let's get that out of the open. It's everything from this self-titled Black Album onward. So Enter Sandman can go away. The Unforgiven can go away. Nothing Else Matters can really go away. Wherever I May Roam. Get the hell out of here. Sad But True, never get tired of, actually. I still love Sad But True to this day. Don't get me started on Load and Reload Until It Sleeps. King Nothing. Hero of the Day. Bleeding Me. Fuel. The Memory Remains. I do, however, kind of like The Unforgiven too. I do like that one still to this day. But it's mostly just the Black Album and the Load and Reload songs I'm talking about. And that's a lot of hits. I don't know, I guess what irritates me the most is those albums are like Metallica for people who don't like Metallica or don't like metal at all. And I mean, you could do whatever you want. It's their band. They can do whatever they want. But I don't know. I'll never understand that rapid of a change they did. I'm not old enough to remember it really, but I can understand why a lot of fans would kind of feel betrayed. I mean, you had these kind of, blue collar guys that were nothing fancy. They just, seemed like regular guys who like to party and drink and stuff and just make really badass music. And then one day they're just like, we're above all that. And if you fans out there don't like it, then you're the problem. I don't like that about them. I don't really like Metallica's people that much anymore. They don't seem like the nicest people to hang around. I think their heads are up their asses too much. Yes, they're successful. They're a great band. But I think they need to lighten up a bit in terms of person. I think they take themselves way too seriously. And yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about that. All right, next band. Again, I love this band. But it's another one my generation kind of ruined. Queen, baby. Yes. There's only really two major hits on this one. This is my favorite album of theirs also, News of the World. There's only two really famous songs on here, We Are the Champions and We Will Rock You. I am tired of them, but I do love that this album opens with those two. I'm glad they exist. And they're actually out of the way. That means it starts this album, and those songs are out of the way, and then everything else on it is absolutely fantastic. Great album. Very underrated album. But do we really need to hear Bohemian Rhapsody again? Do we really need to hear Somebody to Love again? Do we really need to hear Crazy Little Thing Called Love again? Do we really need to hear I Want to Break Free? Do we really need to hear Fat Bottom Girls? Do we really need to hear Bicycle Race? Do we really need to hear I Want It All? Do we really need to hear Under Pressure again? Now, here's the thing. Let me emphasize this. A lot of these songs are great. I'm not saying a lot of these songs are bad. A lot of them are great. But people. There are more Queen songs out there than those. There are so many good Queen songs. March of the Black Queen. You got White Man. Um, you got Death on Two Legs. Sheer Heart Attack. Um, it's Late. All Dead, All Dead. There's so many good Queen songs out there. I'm telling you, listen to all of those 70s Queen albums. Listen to a couple of the early 80s Queen albums. Fantastic stuff. Great stuff. But unfortunately, stuff you're never going to hear on the radio. And god damn it, that Bohemian Rhapsody movie completely, I think, ruined Queen for a while for me. I love Queen. They're in my top 100. But man, I think that movie kind of lowered it for me. I don't like Rami Malek. I don't think he's a good actor. I think it was a horrible choice for Freddie. Everyone else in that movie was spectacular. But man, he was a horrible Freddie. I don't care what anybody says. Horrible Freddie. Um, and of course, a lot of things were factually wrong about the movie, and they're always going to do that. But I don't like the way they did that movie. But anyway, I'm going. That's another tangent. Um, that soundtrack kind of ruined Queen for me for a while because then it's like all you heard around anywhere was Queen for like a good year and a half, and it's like, Jesus Christ, people. I mean, they're a great band, but wow, tired of these like 20 songs. Like, people like listen to other stuff you haven't heard a billion times. God. This will might piss some people off. But I'm going with Rush for the next one. So, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Tom Sawyer. But I am glad it opens this album. If that makes sense, like I'm glad it exists, and I'm glad it's the opener of this album. It's iconic. I don't hate it that much. Limelight, I don't hate that much either. I'm talking about stuff like Closer to the Heart, not a big fan of. Fly By Night, not a big fan of that either. I like Working Man. But Rush is one of those bands I just didn't like for a long time because of a lot of those hits I heard on the radio. And it wasn't until I just delved into their full catalog, I'm like, yeah, they're an amazing band, great band. But it's just a few of those hits I'm just not big on. Like I don't think, I shouldn't say I hate these hits. I don't hate their hits. I just don't think they're the best representative of their catalog. Like I don't think Tom Sawyer and Limelight are like the greatest songs that you could pull off of that album on the radio. I mean, so many better songs on that. I mean, like what's that, XYZ and Witch Doctor. I mean, there's so many better songs on that album. But yeah, Rush I don't have to say too much about because I don't really hate these hits. I just kind of hate that they made me think I didn't like the band as much as I would because they were just the only songs of theirs on the radio. But that being said, I love the song Subdivisions. So there's that. All right, I might get some people who agree with me on this one, might back me up, but Styx is the next one. I really like this album, and Renegade, I love. Never get tired of it. Never get tired of that song. But do we really need to hear I'm sailing away again? Do we really need to hear that? I don't need to hear Lady anymore. I don't need to hear Mr. Roboto and The Grand Illusion. Don't get me started on any of those songs. Oh my god. Because they have so many good songs that aren't on the radio. They're another one. I don't have that much to say. That's pretty much my little rant about Styx. I like Styx a lot, but they're another one I don't think their hits do them justice at all. Alright, this is going to piss some people off too, but you know what? I don't care. Van Halen's the next one, baby. Man, do I hate a lot of their hits. Love Van Halen, but man, do I hate a lot of their hits. I don't like Running with the Devil. I don't really like Dance the Night Away. I don't like, what's that other song called? See, I care so little about them, I can't even remember what they're called. What the hell are the titles? Oh, Beautiful Girls, Women in Love, Jump, I don't care for, Panama can go away. But mostly what I'm talking about are a lot of those Sammy Hagar songs. Why Can't This Be Love? What's that other songs like Fool in Love or something? I don't know. All the songs have like love in the title. It's all those crappy Hagar songs that are so boring and useless. I don't even have time to even think about what they're called. but that's what I'm mostly talking about. Oh, Hot for Teacher. Oh my God, that is the worst hit of theirs ever. I think that's worse. I hate that song so much. I have a personal gripe with that song. So the reason I hate Hot for Teacher so much is because when I was in high school, we had this new state of the art thing where the morning announcements were on these TVs in the corner, kind of like hospital TVs. They were just in the corner of each classroom. And the morning announcements were broadcast on the TVs by one of the students. So the student would sit there like this and be like, "Good morning, everyone. So here's the morning announcements for today." And the song that opened it up every morning was Hot for Teacher. Every morning. And it wasn't the lyrics or anything, which is kind of funny that someone picked Hot for Teacher and they knew what they were doing by picking that for the school announcements. So that's kind of funny. But to hear that drum beat every morning, I had to hear that drum beat and that guitar solo every single morning. And once I heard that, it's like, and I hated school. I was one of those kids that hated school. So I was like, oh God, here we go. The bullshit starts today once I hear that stupid Hot for Teacher drum beat. So I think that's the main reason I hate that song so goddamn much. I mean, I probably would still not like it that much, but that really didn't help at all. So Van Halen, hit-wise, love Van Halen. I just hate those hits. All right, I think I'm going to mention one more, and then I'll probably stop here. If I think of any more, I'll do a part two. Um, but the last one I can think of is ZZ Top. So another band, love ZZ Top to death. I love those '70s albums, especially. I like Eliminator too a lot. I love that unique production on Eliminator. I know there's a drum machine and things like that, but I just love the way it sounds. It sounds nice. That being said, I despise Lagrange. Fucking hate Lagrange so much. Um, I don't like Tush. That song can go away. Um, I'm not a big fan of Gimme All Your Lovin'. That's just a bad song. Sleeping Bag. Oh, not a good song. Um, Legs, the remix version. Mm. You know what? Excuse me. The original Legs, I actually really like, and I never get tired of the original Legs, but it's that remix version that you get on all the compilations, and they just don't put the original version of Legs on there for some reason. Horrible version of that song. Um, but another band so poorly represented by rock radio. I mean, Billy Gibbons is like one of the greatest rock guitar players of all time. I mean, even Hendrix loved him, and you know, I just don't get how a lot of these songs are what make a lot of these bands famous. That's what perplexes me. It's like, of course I wasn't around when a lot of these songs were brand new, but I mean, maybe at the time they sounded groundbreaking on the radio, but it's like these are the songs that represent a lot of these bands. I just don't get it. Like, and how many times do we need to hear them again and again and again and again and again and again and again? And what boggles my mind is if I play a song by somebody at like a picnic or a get together or something, and the person like clearly knows it's like a famous band, they're always like, is this so and so? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, I've never heard this one. I'm like, yeah, because there's a thing called albums where they don't just make two hits and then just move on. No, they make an entire album with like back then 8 to 10 songs. So I don't get why this concept of an album is just so unique to someone when it's been around for a very, very long time, since before most of us were born. So anyway, that's my little rant today about bands I love, but their hits I hate. And hope everyone enjoyed it, for everyone who did watch it. And I might do a part two sometime. And I hope everyone has a great day.